everyone, it's Nancy and I'm finally back. Sorry about my absence, but I had some surgery done on my hand, my fingers. I had 2 trigger fingers that were really painful, and I thought they would heal, it would heal faster, but it's been, I'm on week number 4 and I'm still having some problems with this finger swelling up and getting numb. So I've had to craft for a half hour and then take a break, and half hour and take a break. But anyways, enough of my complaining. I just wanted to let you know that's where I've been lately. I've been wanting to do this video for a really long time. I started it about a month and a half ago, and I read about this technique called flower pounding, and I thought, oh, maybe this might be a good idea to incorporate botanicals in junk journals. And so I set out on a mission to try several different types of medium, and test out different types of techniques and things that I read about and things that I watched on YouTube videos. So I wanted to show you what I came up with and give you some tips, and then maybe you can experiment yourself. So first of all, these were tags I made with some results from my first attempt at flower pounding. This one I did with a Gerbera daisy, and you can see the petals that came out. This is fabric, it's a muslin, and then I just cut it out, and made it into a floating pocket, or you could put it in a journal as a tuck spot. I added 2 little tags up here. I used Artie Maze's, some of her collage papers to make these little tags and to make this tag. So I just wanted to show you that one. And then this one was a leaf from a Japanese painted fern, and I thought, oh, ferns are so popular now, so I had to try a fern leaf. And this is on muslin too, and I thought it came out really nice. But when I did it, I only did it on a little piece of fabric, and so I only had so much to cut around. So I did my best I could, and then I sewed it onto this tag. And the tag itself, I sprayed with some Lindy's and some, oh help me, 7 Gypsies, Glimmer Mist. And then I backed it on some more muslin. I stamped with a fern stamp I have, and these are rub-ons. I had a little package of rub-ons, and they were all leaves and ferns. And then I just topped it off with some hand-dyed seam binding and a little Tim Holtz charm. And then this third one was, this was I'm trying to remember, I believe it was a hydrangea leaf, or hydrangea petals, and I picked them off the flower and arranged them, and then pounded the image out onto muslin. And to make this card, I made a little circle window, because again, I hit my little flower came out on a little piece of, I tested it on a little piece of muslin, so I only had a little bit to cut around, but I did make it work. And so I cut a little window out. This is my own collaging here. Little button for the center, and some eyelash yarn and some lace at the top. So those are the 3 tags that I made from my first examples, and I do have some tips to give you. I guess I'll give them later on. But I wanted to show you my second time around. I said, you know, if you watch the first part of the video where I don't talk, but it shows you my process, that was the first time around. And then I thought, you know, let's try it on some watercolor paper. And I only had a few pieces left, but it did come out, I thought, really nice. And I thought, well, maybe I can scan this into the computer and then print it out on paper. But this is a Japanese painted fern. And as you can see, the outside parts of the leaf came out, but not the inside part. And I really did. I pounded really, really hard. My husband was watching me, and he was so funny because he said he was trying to think of easier ways for me to do this process. So he says, what if you take 2 pieces of paper and a leaf, and they can put it in my vise out in the garage at the work table. That thing will press anything and smash it to smithereens. Well, I didn't think it would work, but I didn't tell him either because he really wanted to try it, which he did. And then he came back, didn't work, but I thought that was kind of a funny story to tell you. So anyways, this is the ferns, and this is watercolor paper. And I have to tell you, it does work really well on watercolor paper, but the tape that you use to tape down, you know, the plant specimen, it will tear if it's not loose enough, or if it's too sticky and tacky, it will pull up some of the paper. And then this one is, I believe this is a hydrangea flower, or it could be a begonia. But as you can tell, I didn't tape enough around the whole flower, so because a begonia flower has a lot of water in it, it's kind of messy when you pound it. So it kind of splattered out on the sides. So you have to be careful when you do tape them down, make sure it's completely covered. And as you can tell in some of my pictures, I didn't do that the first time around. So yes, these are, this is begonia, I believe. I should have wrote it down, but I didn't. This one I really like. This is hydrangeas. And I just took a hydrangea bloom and picked off the smaller flowers and placed them randomly, taped them down, and this one came out really nice. You can make that into a tuck spot. You could, you know, incorporate it into a tag. You could do a lot of things with it, but I think it's really cool looking, and it gives a little bit of nature feeling to your journals. So that's that, and then I have a few more to show you. I tried some green leaves, and this is cilantro. And this paper is mixed media paper because I ran out of watercolor. And sometimes, if you can tell there, you can see there's a part of the leaf. Let's see, you can see there's part of the leaf that's left on it. You have to rub some of it off. Here, see, it's coming off if I rub my nail on it. But you don't want to do it too soon after you pound it, because the water from the plant does wet the paper and it makes it a little fragile. So you don't want to be rubbing on it right after you pound it. So you want to let it dry and then rub the plant matter off. And this one is parsley. I thought that one came out really nice. And this one is, I have this in my garden every year. I love this plant. I love the smell of it. It's called lemon verbena, and the leaves smell just like lemon. And this is the leaves from lemon verbena that I pound it out. I thought that came out nice too. And then I think one of my favorite ones is this one. This is a petunia. It's a purple and white petunia. And I actually picked some petunias, and I'll show you how you put the flower down on the paper without having to smush it too much in the middle. Because you know petunias kind of come out, you know, like a trumpet, and you have to kind of flatten that on the paper. So I'll show you how to do that. But this is a petunia. This is a red petunia, believe it or not, and it came out purple. And you can see there's still some plant matter on there that needs to be rubbed off. And this is a red mini petunia, the littler ones, which I have here in a vase. So those are those. And then I thought, oh, a rose leaf. Well, that idea didn't work too well, because if you notice, rose leaves are kind of leathery. They got a kind of a leathery feeling to them. And there's not a lot of water in the leaves. If there's not a lot of water in the leaves, you're not going to get a big, you know, a good impression of the plant. So you have to keep that in mind when you go to choose leaves, because I tried a maple leaf, a red maple leaf, and that didn't turn out at all. I could hardly get an impression off of it. So that's a rose leaf. As you can tell, only the edges came out. And then this one I tried on paper, and this is I believe this is parsley, and I smooshed it down, and here's the maple leaf I tried, but you can tell only a very faint image came out. The problem, I really wanted this to work on paper. The problem is that once you pound on that tape that you put down, it sticks to the paper really well. And even though you use a light tacky tape, you go to pull the tape off, and it will tear the paper unless you do it extremely carefully and slowly. So I found, you know, the best way to do it is on fabric, which is all these three are done on fabrics, you know, and choose kind of like a lightweight fabric. Like this has a real open weave to it. I don't know if you can see it real well, and you can kind of see through it. This will work well because the plant will absorb it. But don't pound too hard on fabric, because you'll get, you know, a splotch instead of like an outline of the flower. This is some of the coffee dyed of this stuff. So I found, you know, like a light fabric will work really well like that. So I think those are most of the tips I had. Yeah, yep, sounds like it. Yep, those are all my tips. So I hope you got all those. So let me just, one last thing I wanted to show you was how to tape down a flower that has like a trumpet shape to it. So here I have some flowers, and I have my muslin here, and you just clip off the flower like this, and you take it and you place it face down on your fabric. And where's my tape? Here it is. This is masking tape, not freezer tape, masking tape. I also tried painter's tape, because that's supposed to be a low tack tape, but and I think that worked the best. But even with the painter's tape, I would take off a piece and put it on my sleeve and try to, you know, desensitize the tack to it a little bit more. But this is how you do it. You just tape it down like that. You go around the flower. See here, it's not totally taped down. So if it splatters, it'll come out the edge. So I put another piece of tape there. You use a lot of tape. Let me say that. So, you know, if you buy a cheap masking tape, that might work the best because it won't have as much tack to it. So, I've also tried the methods. I saw some people use paper towel instead of tape to cover the flower and then try pounding it on paper, but that doesn't work too well. It didn't work too well for me. So, okay, so now you've got, you know, the outer part of your flower, and all you do is just bring your scissors in and cut off that little piece. And then you just take the rest of it, kind of fold it down or smush it down so you can get some of that color in the middle. And there you're ready to pound your flower out, which I won't do because I'm on my craft table and I don't want to do it on my craft table. I'll knock everything off. But the best thing to do is like take a good, you know, sturdy cutting board and you know, pound it on the cutting board. And that's what I did. I had a real thick cutting board and used that to pound. And then you just start pounding. And that's how it works. So that's that flower. Now I wanted to show you another method here. Is I got a kind of an old Gerbera daisy here, and another way you can do it, which is how I did it with, where's that tag? How I did it with this one. And with this one, you just take the petals off and you arrange them on your fabric however you want to make a flower. And that's what I did for that one. I'm not going to sit here and do that because it is a little bit time consuming and tedious. But that's basically how you do that. And you can do that with the petals from like hydrangeas and geraniums. I don't have a geranium here, just petunias. But I did want to show you that, you know, and then you arrange them on your fabric, and then or your watercolor paper, and then you tape over them like that. So that's how it all works. And I advise you to watch, you know, the first part of my video, because that basically tells you the basics of doing flower pounding. And that's it. That's all I got to tell you. So I hope you enjoyed what I had to say about my experiment. And if you have, you know, the inspiration to try some, please, you know, post it in the comments below, or you know, you can even message it to me. I don't know if you can message from YouTube or not, but I do have a Facebook group, or not group, Facebook page called Papercraft Arts, and you can paper crafts with an S, arts, and you can message me through that page too. So that's it, and I will see you soon. I think next time you see me, I'm gonna probably show you a few tags I made. I have some different ideas. They aren't new ideas, but they're some ones I have, you know, ideas on how to put ribbons on tags, and just different ideas for some tags that I haven't seen in any of the Facebook groups or anything, or the videos I've been watching. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Take care, everybody. Thank you to all my new subscribers. It's so exciting whenever I get a new subscriber. So thank you so much, everybody. And I will see you soon. Bye.